Oh my God!
Look at this.
Oh my God! This is crazy. Okay, I got one more question for you, Max. Okay, because you know we've been going to Comic-Con for 20 years.
Right.
All right. So you obviously got comics. What do you prefer? Raw comics or slab comics?
So a lot of oranges.
Fuck slabs.
Sig Slayers. Nobody does it better. Supply. Yeah. This is how we bring it all together. Sig Slayers.
It is Friday. It is Stash Wars Live. Mike the Sig Slayer here, chilling with two of my homies, man. Long time no see. We got SCG in the house, the Southern Comic Geek. And then we have the Royal of Foils, Your Majesty himself, the Signature King, is in the house in his new castle. What's up, guys?
It's a new castle. I'm getting comfortable.
So, okay, man, before we get started, man, what's that process like? I've been seeing some of your videos on YouTube. What's the process like of getting your new setup?
I learned a lot. Mostly, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing when it comes to home renovation. So that's probably first and foremost. So a lot of Googling, a lot of YouTube. I call it the 20/20 room. From 20 feet away, and if you're running 20 miles an hour, looks awesome.
And SCG, man, what's been up with you, brother?
Man, just trying to get everything together, trying to be good between now and the next big con that I go to, which is Baltimore, which, by the way, are you two guys going to be there?
I will be in attendance.
Okay, I will not, man, because I'm going. Last year I went to Baltimore in place of New York. This year I'm going to New York in place of Baltimore. So guys, I will be FOMOing when you guys are there because I think I admitted to myself last year that I think the best time I had was in Baltimore last year. So yeah, it was a great show. It was a great show. If you guys are joining on in, this is Stash Wars Live. You are watching this on the Sig Slayers station and on the Southern Comic Geeks platforms. Please smash the like button as you hop in. Smash the like button. Digger Jam 720, what's up, man? So definitely smash the like button. And as always here, guys, got the giveaway tool here. So that means that it's hashtag Stash Wars Live. And here we go right there. So I got that going. We're ready to start collecting hashtag Stash Wars Live. We're going to let that just bake here as the show go on. So if you guys haven't seen the thumbnail already, here it is. And this is tonight's theme. Tonight's theme is we're recapping the blazing summer of Comic-Cons, man. Like we went through it all. And SCG, you was at Heroes too, right?
Yep.
So we could talk about Heroes. We're going to throw Heroes in there because that was a part of the summer. So we got Fan Expo Boston, Terrificon, San Diego Comic-Con, and I definitely want to get some feedback from SCG from Heroes because that actually started this whole thing off. And so that's what we're going to talk about. And then in that process, guys, we will be updating because this is Sig Slayers. We will be updating the signature price guide. This is the new year. We went through pretty much the whole gamut of 2025. So it pretty much is what it is this year. I don't foresee any price hikes unless there's some, last minute desperation front or something. But I think pretty much we're on the back half of 2025. These are going to be the new prices. And so I want to start. Where do I want to start? I guess I want to start with Fan Expo first because I think the big gist of what we're going to be breaking down is the signature price guide, and a lot of that stuff came out of Terrificon, and also it kind of validated the stuff that I seen in San Diego. And so once I saw some of the same names at Terrificon with the same prices, it kind of made it cemented. And so, but we're not going to spend too much time on Fan Expo Boston. I just want to show people, for the people that weren't there, I want to show them actually who was actually there. Because this happened at the same time as Terrificon. So I believe this kind of overshadowed Terrificon a little bit. So I just want to just show some of the viewers who was actually at Fan Expo Boston. You guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
All right. So yeah. All right. So in Boston, and this was just last week, we had Frank Miller, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. Have you guys seen any of those three guys this year so far?
Scott and Greg, yes. Mm-hmm.
Scott and Greg, you seen them? And then
Yeah,
Jeff Loeb, Jeff Quesada. I mean, Joe Quesada, Jeff Quesada, Jeff Loeb, Jeff Quesada. Funny. Joe Quesada, Clayton Crane. This is a pretty decent lineup. Simon Bisley, Simone DeMeo, Dennis Cowan, Arthur Adams. This is pretty stacked. Go back to this. But what's funny about this, let's see who else is here. Attractions, guess. This has to be more than this.
Oh yeah, it's that's only a handful of people. Yeah, usually they got like 30 people there.
Yeah,
that's
why
just
is
a
only
pass guess.
Well, yeah, that's past guess. Yeah, they've already updated the website to take off the current ones. Yeah,
you're too late.
Oh, that sucks. But that was them. Okay, so because there was a lot more than just that was there. And yeah, that was like, okay, wow, this is going on the same time as Terrificon. So fine, all right. So screw that. We're gonna go back to our giveaway tool here. Make sure you guys are putting in your hashtag Stash Wars Lives while we're here. Okay. The magic number here, I'm gonna throw 15 out there because it's actually the 15th. So hey, might as well. That's a nice little rounded odd number. So 15 is the magic number. We have 2 entries, and we'll talk about the prize later once we get further along with the show. Okay, so back to Terrificon. So the same names. If you guys don't know already, especially if you guys haven't joined us for Stash Wars Live before, we have uncovered many of Comic-Cons, previews, reviews, recaps, right, guys? And the one thing that I've noticed, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, the fan expos, all of them, they typically kind of cycle the same people. It seems like they have like contracts with certain talent, it seems, because they make their rounds. And give or take, it's the same combination of people, minus a few, and they'll shake it up a little bit. But I'm pretty sure if I threw all of the fan expos and the algorithm, there's probably 3 creators that's been to all of them. You know what I mean? If you did all the average and stuff and find out who was all there. But they do a good job. They're starting to show Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder more often. I saw them in MegaCon. Where'd you see Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, SEG?
Dallas Fan Expo.
There you go, right? Okay. And then MegaCon is the biggest fan expo of the year. And then you had the fan expo there. And then so Frank Miller shows up. I believe Frank Miller in Dallas?
Last year. I think it was last year.
Okay, yeah. You see how, so they alternate. Frank Miller was in the one in Florida. And so they alternate. But I want to get to these prize guides here and Terrificon, because Terrificon it had a gang of people. It wasn't as much as like Heroes. It was probably on par with like Baltimore, like as far as the volume of people. But the names, though, were, I mean, geez. It was a lot of people. Anybody did you guys know that was actually there?
I don't recall anybody that I know that went. Oh,
Mike Beckerman, as known online, I believe he was there representing 4C Comics.
And so off the rip, this is Walter Simonson here, guys, and I met a lot of people that were sketching here, and we got some Space Case collectibles in the house. Check some of these. Finch was at Heroes also. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Claw. What's up, man? I want to check some of these comments out real quick. I went to Florida SuperCon, got to meet Jock, Jose, Marion, Kevin McGuire, Michael Golden. Also met Tulilo Tay, and she did a commission. Okay. So the Claw, you making your rounds out there. I see. All right. To the night shift. I like that. What's up, Kenneth Bird? So yeah, we're talking, we're unpacking things here on all these various conventions, and right now we're in MegaCon, and I mean not MegaCon, Terrificon. Let me take this comment off. Walter Simonson, and then now we got the prize guys here, and Tom King was there. Scott Snyder was there. Scott Snyder was at Fan Expo. And so here are the updates. Tier 1, okay? And if you're below Tier 1, you're doing God's work. So that means you're $5 or you're just free, right? So Tom King, Lieber Mayho, Scott Snyder all represent the artists that charge in the Tier 1 range. Lieber Mayho, in fact, I believe is 2 free, then he's $10. That was the case at MegaCon in February. Scott Snyder notoriously only shows up on Saturdays, and so there's a log jams. So he's $10, but it's really at the cost of your day, really. So he's like one of the worst lines. Tom King's line is starting to get bad too, because he doesn't really show up on time and stuff. So he's $10, but it's like your day. Like, do you want to like be there? It should be bang bang, but it's not, right? So Scott Snyder and Tom King is, to me, they're the most expensive $10 you'll spend on a signature, like bar none. The most expensive. I don't know if I'm making sense, guys. Does that make sense to you too?
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, because I mean, just the time, and then so I just want to share. Here's a couple ones right here. Christopher Priest. Here we go. This is somebody. This is from Terrificon. This is someone below Tier 1. I just want to show you they do exist. Okay, in 2025, sub Tier 0 exists. Okay, see, here you have Christopher Priest, who's a prolific writer. One of the architects of Milestone, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 Bone Jones here, and 1 first free. So you get 2 SIGs for $5 essentially, right? You can't beat that. Yeah, because time is money. Thank you, man. 100%, man. 100%. Jenny Friesen was doing God's work last year. Okay, man. So she was what? 1 free? Couple free?
She's still 1 free. Met her this year.
She's still 1 free. So
I think it's 3 free, $5 or
oh my God.
Each one afterwards. Yeah.
Jenny Friesen is a saint.
She is. Saint Friesen.
Saint Friesen, yes. Okay, so here's some more for Terrificon, guys. Here's Tom King right here, guys. So Tom King, and here's the schedule, but you know, tack on 15 minutes on that start time, right? 15, 20 minutes, maybe 45 on that start time. But look, it's $10 right there in front of you. Validation. Now I want to go to Tier 2. And this is something. Here's a little get back from Tony right here. Been waiting on you. Scott Hanna. He's $20, dude. He's $20. I'm about to show you right here.
When Scott go up?
There it is, right there. He's been up, dude.
Maybe when he's at these big cons, he's $20. But every con He lives
Yeah.
local to me. He lives within maybe 30 minutes of me.
Okay, you getting that
I've
local.
never paid for Scott Hanna. Ever.
Okay, so Jim Lee is my Scott Hanna then. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because he's
and
local in LA.
the other thing with Scott Hanna is that he just beat cancer, and so he mentioned having a lot of medical bills, so that might be why he just had to go up. But like
That makes
Tony,
perfect sense.
I've never paid for a Scott Hanna signature, and I've gotten multiple ones.
I don't have anything with Scott. I do have stuff with Scott Hanna on it, but I don't have anything signed.
But you're not a Marvel guy, that's why.
Right, but he did do Flash Rebirth, the OG Rebirth. So I did want them, and then what made me pump my brakes was this $20 thing, because I brought some. I think he was in Baltimore last year, and I wanted to get him to sign the Flash Rebirth, but I was like, shit, not for $20, bro. Like maybe those Spider-Mans or whatever he did, but yikes. So yes, so we're tier 2. Now here's something that surprised me. Jonathan Hickman, $20.
I've never had the pleasure to meet him.
Yeah, he was at Terrificon, right?
Yeah, and this is an update. Yeah, and I'm about to show you that right here. Where's Jonathan Hickman at? Jonathan Hickman, dude, $20. I'm surprised. I'm surprised at that one. For a writer, like especially modern writer, like I would rather pay for John Romita this guy. Yeah, definitely. But Jonathan Hickman, let me know if $20 is a little bit steep for Jonathan Hickman, or maybe I'm wrong. But I thought $20 was a little bit high. Well, okay, so SEG right here. What did Jonathan Hickman do that's like worth like at least, that's not a variant, at least $60, $60 and up a book?
Yeah, that's kind of tough. I mean, he did the House of X, Powers of 10 stuff, and then currently the Ultimate Spider-Man. But I mean, that's the only, and that's about the end. So it does seem kind of high.
Yeah, it's $20, guys. Let us know. Is $20 high? I mean, like we've all talked about this before. OGs with keys. Hey man, name your price.
Well, I think $20 is high depending on who it is.
Sure.
$20 for Scott Hanna, maybe a little high. $20 for Jim Lee, that's cheap for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's relative.
It's all relative. And so, guys, Jonathan Hickman, you said $20 high for Scott Hanna, right?
Yep.
Jonathan Hickman is $20. I just found this out, and I was really surprised. I was surprised at that. I was really surprised at that. And then Joe Quesada is $40. So
I haven't met him either.
Yeah, he's steep, and he's $40 for one, but you could get like a three signature combo where it kind of, it's like $30 if you do it that way. But if you just want straight up one joint, it's definitely going to be $40. So okay, the Claw. Thank you so much. I wanted to know, because I have one book for Michael Golden, and I wanted to see him. I forgot where I was going to see him at, but I didn't know how much he was going to charge, and so $20. Okay, he's tier 2, and that's where we are right here, guys. Who else is $20? I have some Terrificon tier 2. So it's Tom King. Hold on, let me go back to tier 1 real quick. Let me go back to tier 1 because there's some more Terrificon people that were tier 1. So Tom King was tier 1. Mark Silvestri, I think that's good to know, guys. That's good to know that Mark Silvestri is $10.
Oh,
that's a golden egg. Someone of
Right.
that caliber charging $10 for a raw signature, dude. All day I would pay for that. All day.
Well, and he's got a great signature, because that's the other thing. Some of the, like, some of these guys, their signature ain't all that great. It's not very flashy, you know. But the DeClaw mentioned Michael Golden. Michael Golden's one of those people that's inexpensive for a regular book, but if it's a key like Avengers Annual 10 or Micronauts 1, some of these ones he's better known for, he charges more. So
more than 20, huh? Damn.
Yes, 80 or 100.
Okay, so this is something here, guys. I want to show you guys because this is an example of tier 1. I've never really shown you guys a $15 tier 1 yet. We usually start at the base. We usually talk about that, and there's more $10 and $15. But here's an example of $15, and this is a legend here, Al Milgrom here, and this is from Terrificon, and he's $15 and an odd $17 a signature for using your card. I thought I was like, dude, that's some oddball stuff right there. But yeah, so Al Milgrom is $15 cash, hard cash, and that's still tier 1. Arthur Matt Adams and Klaus Jackson, exactly. You're 100% right, DeClaw. They're tier 1 at $15. And so we normally talk about the 10s because a lot of the modern guys are $10, but that $15 is that OG. It's like, what do they call it? It's dusk. It's dusk, and then night is $20, right? So these guys are just a few ticks away from charging $20. Like Klaus Janson, I can see this dude being $20 soon. I can see Arthur Adams for sure being $20.
Arthur Adams and Klaus Johnson, like they have every right to charge $20, and I feel like that would still be acceptable for that caliber of a person.
Yeah,
like that's fair for who they are.
Definitely, like those guys, those are OGs right there, you know. And I think the chat is also in agreement with us. We're 100% OGs. You paid your dues, and then there's some things. When you start looking at the pages of some of these guys, the pages that they put in, like someone like Dan Jurgens. Do you know Dan Jurgens has penciled the 7th most pages in DC history and has written the 3rd most? Let that sink in for a second.
That's a lot. And for what he charges for signatures,
he's still one free.
And then even after that, it's still very reasonable.
It's $10. Dan Jurgens.
Caliber, yeah, he's very reasonable for what he's done. Very reasonable.
Dan Jurgens is tier 1 still to this day. And this dude is like a living legend. He's a comic book god, really. When you think about that, the sheer page numbers, and he's still writing stuff to this day.
Mm-hmm. He just came out with a big treasury.
Yes.
I forget what it was. I just picked it up. I don't remember what it was. But
the guy is a legend. And so Dan Jurgens is tier 1 with 1 free. I just saw him in San Diego. But Al Milgrom, and somebody mentioned that they'll pay $15 for Al Milgrom all day, and we 100% agree.
Oh, yeah.
And then who else we have here? Howard Chaykin. Okay, here we go. This dude is ranges. I like this. He has 2 ranges of tier 1 here. He has $10 for regular base signature, and then for that pesky Star Wars that he hates, and this is Howard Chaykin here, he's charging $15. In the case of Star Wars, and I love this, you know he probably laid all this out together. Signatures $10 per, except for Star Wars. In the case of Star Wars, $15 and $20 for the slab. And I don't even really cover that because we should already know that if you're trying to get your stuff slab, that price is going to vary depending on where you're at anyway. So there's no real sense into getting into the math on that. But Howard Chaykin, this is the first. Have you guys seen that? Normally it's like, for example, Andy Kubert, right? Andy Kubert is $10, but on Batman 655, the first appearance of Damian Wayne, he is $60.
Yep.
Okay, so
266 too.
That's a big jump. So he goes from tier 1 to tier 3 off of a key book, right? But Howard Chaykin here is in both ends of tier 1 here, a $10 and $15 price range, and that's not bad actually. That's actually pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. Okay, so in tier 3, and we mentioned it here. Better go to this guy's better go to Meta Comics. We got Jim Lee, right? And Tony, you actually met Jim Lee for the first time last year, correct?
I did. Still can't believe it happened.
Okay, so all right, so Jim Lee is an OG now, right? He's it's funny, like it's funny how like after Stan Lee passed away, like who are the real like guardians and stewards of the comic game, right? And Jim Lee's one of the comic book stewards. $50, $60. I know a lot of people. Let me know in the chat. Let me know if you're one of these people that still got a bone to pick with Jim Lee because he charges too much. I know a lot of people, dude, that went from, because I remember when he started charging $40, and that was like in 2018. But just maybe 2015 and before that, he didn't charge anything. So there was a point where Jim Lee was free for a long, long time. And then 2018 was that kind of that crossroads. And then ever since then, and so I know people that still bellyache about back in the day. And then when they look at Jim Lee, they're like, oh man, this fucker, man, he's overcharging bastard, bellyaching two-timer swindler, like just bellyaching the whole time, right? But let me know in the chat, is $60 because he's $60 for one, right? And then he's $50 and you get it in bulk. Unless you're at San Diego, then and win a raffle and you're lucky or something like that, or else you're in LA and you buy a bunch of his new stuff. That's the only conditions where you would get Jim Lee for free. But I'm curious because I know quite a few people that are like, dude, screw that guy. Like, I'm talking about diehard Jim Lee fans and like went from like loving him to hating him, like just like that off $40. And I remember it was the Palm Springs Comic-Con. You got it. I would pay for the Jim Lee experience. Oh, you see, $50 for 3 SIGs. Is this what you did, right, Tony? I think this was last year too.
Way more than that, but I got 8 SIGs.
Yeah, dude. I think I got quite a few, including that Burbank that's behind me right there. That was a good one. Let's see if Digger Jim's saying Digger has Jim Lee has so much work. $60 is fine. I will only do it once because he doesn't go around. Okay, and that's the point. He's not around a lot, and so that's what people bellyache. They're like, dude, he's not even around, and so like you're gonna just charge the first, first time people see you ever. You're going to just $50-$60 out the gate. But for me, I kind of agree. I did at Baltimore, so I was in that line. What? You had the platinum, I had the silver or whatever. I had
the super nerd package, yeah.
Yeah, so I was there. I was there right along with you, brother. Okay, so I still have a few more here. And we got to just wrap it up with boom, Frank Miller. And this here is tier 4. And this is like God level. I don't think anyone is there anyone in the comic book game could justify $80 to $100 besides Frank Miller, guys? Besides Frank Miller.
If they wanted to charge it?
Yeah, if they decided to price jump right now and they're now to $80 to $100. Is there somebody in the game that would be like, yeah, all right, I don't like it, but
Todd McFarlane?
I was going to say Todd McFarlane
yep.
could, and people would still pay it. Jim Lee, I think, could.
Yeah.
And Jeff Johns could. Luckily, they don't.
Right.
But I mean, they have every right to, because like you said, they're on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore. And don't forget, Neil Adams did before he passed away. He was tier 4, tier 5, if there one exists.
Jeez.
Well, and that Neil Adams was blazing the trail, and of course Jim Lee just kind of followed suit. But it's one of those things that a rising tide lifts all ships, and everybody looks around and they go, "Hey, crap! Jim Lee's charging this. I should be able to charge that." But it's like we said earlier, it's different. Just because you're a writer in the same industry does not mean that you're due the same amount of money this other guy who's done so much stuff.
Yeah, that drives me nuts. We see these young kids coming up. I was at C2E2, and I can't remember the guy's name. I got him to sign some books, but he said he's brand new to DC. This is his first con ever, and he was on the $20 range. I'm like, dude, no offense. I'm going to buy a couple of cigs, but you got to earn your $20, man.
Yeah.
That's the point, man. Like, I was talking to a couple creators, and they were like asking me, like, straight up, like, what do you think if I, started charging and and like, and what about this scenario? Would people be okay with it? And I'm like, dude, we're past that point, man. I was like, everybody's charging. I was like, if you haven't been charging this long, you have been doing God's work. And anybody that's in the game has been getting SIGs from you, and once you decide to charge, they're gonna be like, dude, hey man, it was fun while it lasted, but they're still gonna be there. And the people that are constantly haven't been charging this long, it's almost a value thing. And so when they do, they're still gonna do things that's gonna actually promote the goodwill for the fan. So it'll be like a couple free, like James Tynan, right? A couple free, then $10. Like, they're still gonna find a way to help you out because they understand. And that's the thing. And Todd McFarlane, right? You're 100% right, SCG. Todd McFarlane could 100% charge $80 to $100, dude. He is the top dog in comics, like, bar none, more than Frank Miller is. Just because he has a legacy, he's able. I mean, he's standing on Frank Miller's shoulders. Don't get me wrong, but he was able to do and go beyond and do like the zenith of what all comic book creators want to do. He's able to do it. Like, you only can get to Todd level. You can't surpass Todd. The only way you can surpass Todd is if you own a network or a station or something. That's the only way you can surpass Todd, is if you got a satellite orbit in space. You know what I mean? Where you can do your own program. And that's the only way you can just get up to Todd. But beyond that, this dude is like God level. But the reason why he's there also, guys, is that he's like one of us. He don't want to job us. He don't want to like just, he would rather us be pissed off at him because we didn't win the stupid wristband. But hey, everybody else is getting in for free. Like, we know that, hey, dude, it's about the goodwill with the fans. And that's why Todd is who he is, man. And he could totally charge $100. But I think, yeah, exactly, Digger Jim. Yeah, he could 100%, but he doesn't. And I have a clip. Check out, shameless plug. I just interviewed him a month ago, and he talked about why he wouldn't. And the main reason why he wouldn't is because he doesn't want to take advantage of the fans, because there might be a time when he actually might need to, right? And when he does, the fans will understand.
Well, and talking about Todd, how long has Spawn been at the same price point?
Ages.
And he could have raised it before now.
Spawn is the Arizona iced tea of comics.
Yeah.
For some reason, the price doesn't change.
Well, and that's the amazing part. But he knows that draws people to him, and so then there's the hype. They're buying his action figures off the shelf. They're buying all this other stuff. So he's making it in other places. He knows that.
I feel like Spawn content is very spread out in a good way. It's not like Batman, where it's just everything's Batman. all
Right.
day, every day. You know what I mean? Spawn is, they don't do a movie every 2 years or a TV show or an animated series. It's nice and spread out. I like it.
Yeah, man. And so wrapping up here, guys, on Terrificon, Frank Miller, he was there at not Terrificon. No, was he at Terrificon? I'm unsure about that. I know he was at San Diego, and he was not charging $100 in San Diego. He actually, you could get a wristband at the Dark Horse booth and get a freebie from Frank Miller. So Frank Miller does have free opportunities in San Diego, and so that's a perfect segue into San Diego Comic-Con, which was, because we're doing a recap, guys. And so I was at San Diego, guys, and dude, we freaking did our damn thing. Okay. First off, I just got to show you guys this. We had where's it at? Oh, I forgot. That's Kevin Eastman. Bam. So this was like day one. Went to Kevin Eastman, and
TMNT 1?
that's TMNT 1, dude.
First print. Look at that. Or it might be second. I can't quite
I
tell.
think that's the second print.
Yeah,
But
second's a little
still,
bit
that's
more pink. Okay.
that's still a pretty penny. And so this was day one, Wednesday, at San Diego Comic-Con. Which guess is better, San Diego or New York City Comic-Con or San Diego? I'm gonna say New York. I'm gonna say New York, and that's what I was gonna talk about here, guys. Kevin Eastman's a legend, but Kevin Eastman's also a mainstay at San Diego. Okay, I want to say that I don't know. I don't want to sound stupid, but this was probably the lightest San Diego of any San Diego that I've been to. And this marks 20 years, guys, since I've been going to San Diego Comic-Con. And I didn't get any signatures on the floor this year. None. Zero. Zilch. That has never happened in 6 days. I did get some signed books, just not at the show. But we got some cool interviews, though. We interviewed Bill Sienkiewicz. Man, we had all this equipment, dude. Shout out to everybody that bought stuff. That was really helped us get a lot of this equipment. But it sucked because, dude, we were learning it on the fly, and the big thing that suffered in San Diego Comic-Con was our audio. Like, our video shit is going to be slamming, but I had to learn. I had to learn some things. I had to take some bumps and bruises on the audio, man. And I figured it out naturally once I got back home. But that didn't help this footage, though. So yeah, Bill Sienkiewicz. We interviewed this dude. It was fantastic. And then we had. I mean, I'm not lying, but this here to me was the ultimate hangout. It was like, it started off where it was just, we had guests, and what I'm talking about here, guys, we had Sig Slayers live over at the field in the gas lamp area, just right outside, like it was just right down the street from San Diego Comic-Con. And so what ended up happening, these dudes all ended up coming through. This place is where some Batman history. You guys remember that 880, that Detective Comics 880 cover that sold for like $500,000 or something like that? The Jock cover, right? Well, this is the place where Black Mirror started. This is where Scott Snyder pitched to Jock Black Mirror here, and David Barron was there as well. And this is where Black Mirror started. And this is actually a hangout spot for a lot of artists that go to Comic-Con. And we had our first Sig Slayer event here, and it was fantastic. We had Steve Olaf, and Joe Chido. Joe Chido, for people that don't know, you guys know Gen 13 and all the Wildstorm stuff that was going on Authority. Well, a lot of the color guides were based off Joe Chido, okay? And so Alice Sinclair and all those guys learned their color theory and how to color comics from Joe Chido. So he's like really the grandpapa of all of those guys. Alice Sinclair and David Barron and a bunch of other people, Justin Ponzer, a lot of those Wildstorm people that revolutionized digital coloring for the big two. Because really it was Steve Olaf, guys. It was Steve Olaf and nobody. So the reason why Spawn was so fantastic, the reason why Image was so fantastic was because of Steve Olaf and the coloring and the revolution that he brought. But he was using an archaic technology, and the Photoshop era, the Wildstorm era, the Joe Chido and Alice Sinclair era, today's era is the dominant era of the coloring. But Steve Olaf, this OG, he colored 80% of Image for the first couple years, he said, by himself and a couple people. Then Alice Sinclair popped up out of nowhere. So this dude, I wasn't expecting this dude to show up. So Alice Sinclair talked about Deadpool, Batman in this clip, talked about Hush. And yeah, this was really cool. I was not expecting Alice Sinclair to show up. This was great. This actually made my whole weekend, to be honest. This dude showing up. But JG Jones was there. And
Love that guy.
This dude, supremely talented and one of the most humble dudes I probably ever met. Like, this dude is such a nice guy. And believe it or not, after these dudes all interviewed, they all did sketches on Sig Slayers sketch cards, which are going to be unveiled September 4th. And when I say Sig Slayers sketch cards, guys, these sketch cards are going to be done by the best artists in the game. And what I mean, I want people to see me when I say this. When we do these sketch cards here, on these 4x6 sketch cards, this is a blank one here. They're all going to be published, by the way. So they're going to be just like Tops and all that, okay? So once we're done, and they're going to be completely sketched. So we're going to unveil the whole sketch card system. The only way you'll be able to get these, though, is if you're a member on the Sig Slayers station. So, and I'm talking about JG Jones. Who else we got? JG Jones, Doug Mahnke. I'm talking about multiples. Danny Mickey did a sick one. But we got sketches from people all over the country. I'm actually getting sketch cards mailed to me on a daily basis. So it's like I'm waiting on stuff. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. You guys are going to want these sketch cards. They're going to be awesome. Some of them are going to look like remarks. Some of them are going to be full-on paintings. And so, and then we're going to raffle them off for our members only every Friday on Sig Slayers on Stash Wars Live. So, when we do our little raffle at the end, will be so everyone to know. And then each sketch card will also be numbered. So it'll be a complete published set with the best comics in the game and up and coming artists as well. So that I just wanted to say that. But it was crazy, guys, because this was a crazy day. Bill Sienkiewicz and these guys, this Alice Sinclair, dude, this was crazy. And then shout out to my boy Jamal Anansi. He showed up. Ryan Benjamin's brother Joel Benjamin showed up. Like it was cool, man. And got a chance to really get to know those guys on a different level. So that was great. And we're gonna be doing a lot more live events with some of your favorite talent. We're going to be doing something in Memphis with Kevin Eastman and a bunch of other guys. So check it out. And the audio will be 100% better. But I just want to say, because I was like so pissed, guys. at the audio once I heard it, because I didn't hear it once I got home. Because I was, you're at San Diego, you're just doing a bunch of stuff. You don't have a chance to really like hear everything with the. And once I got home, I was like, no, I was so mad. But I am happy that I was able to get a lot of the cameras and stuff like that before the show. But damn it, man, like the technical difficulties of the audio was a learning curve, but never again. But that's our Comic-Con recap, guys. We went over a bunch of signature prices. San Diego, to me, guys, this was the highlight. And I've been going to San Diego for the first time. For 20 years, but for the first time, I actually had talent come to us and get stuff signed. So, so I was able to get, David Barron on my off worlds, right? It's fun. It's crazy when I see Doug Mahnke before David Barron and Jason Aaron and all those guys. So I got those guys on my off worlds, but then I need to see Jason Aaron again. So I need 4, 5, and 6 and Doug Mahnke. And then also, dude, Steve Olaf was on Cosmic Odyssey. You guys know what's up with that. But this is Cosmic Odyssey already signed by Jim Starlin and Mike Mignola on the whole set here. So, dude, they were chilling, and he was signing all of this stuff afterwards, taking B-roll. Oh, here it is. This is the off-world #1 right there, Triple Sign. I love this one right here. The placement on this was cool. David was very careful with the paint markers, so it was all good here. And then this, dude, Spawn #1. This is fantastic. Already signed by Todd McFarlane, and then Steve Olaf did it in the green right here.
That's
Obviously,
cool.
I need more Todds. I only have Todd on 2, but I have Steve Olaf on 12. So my mission is to get Todd on the first 12 issues of Spawn. So you guys are going to track my progress. I already have 2, so I need 10 more. And I struck out on Todd at San Diego this year. But yeah, this dude did all of these. And now this one's kind of stuck. There it is. There's that one, 11. And then 12, which is one of my favorite issues. I love that cover. I think there's a t-shirt of this, if I'm not mistaken. But get us back out of that. So yeah, so I have to show everybody like that. So those are the only books that I got signed to San Diego. That. So I'm pretty sure if either one of you were San Diego this year, you guys would have got way more books signed than me this year. That's crazy. Like, dude, think about this. This is it.
I'd love to go there. I would just be happy to be there.
This is it. I normally take suitcases and carry-ons, and this is it. No, don't get me wrong. I had a Cheez-It box. And another box. But I didn't get a chance to see the people that I wanted to see. And then I kind of second-guessed. I was like, dude, do I want to pay 15? Do I want to pay 10? I got this many. Do I want to do it? And then I was like, do I want to just get one? And I was like, nah, I want to get them all. And, and so I couldn't bear myself to go in common sketch art line too in San Diego. So that was another thing. So once you say I'm not doing that, that cuts yourself off of a lot of things. Oh, I did want to show FCG this. This is another thing I got. So I did see a lot of the art community there. I saw Bill Cox, but I didn't meet him or whatever. But I always see my favorite guy is Anthony. And I got this there. And this, dude, for the price someone would pay a remark on a comic, I got a prelim to Detective Comics 1008. This is Doug Mahnke. and this is great. And then I did some cool. So this is the actual. This is the actual published cover, and this is the prelim. But it also, everybody know, it all starts with the prelim first. And this is a really cool one. I'm not a big fan of prelims because a lot of times, but this to me looks like a cool con sketch, like something somebody did for you because they like you. That's what this looks like to me. And the fact that it's an actual, published cover with all these different figures on it and all the depth and dimension. Yeah, dude. I think it was like $150 or something like that. You can't beat that with a bat, dude. Can't beat it. So yeah, that was. So I got this, and then those SIGs. So, but I was happy with this. I love this. I love these little things, man. I love my little acrylic. I love acrylic. I don't know why. I don't like slabs, but I love my shit in acrylic. all my comics are acrylic, but I hate slabs. Okay, so guys, it is time for topic 2. And it's official halftime. I want to hear yours. My highlight, I just kind of shared it already, and that was the ultimate hangout, dude, that I had. That was probably, nothing. I mean, dude, Allison Clare showing up, eating lunch with like 7 or 8 of your favorite artists, and then they all start sketching all at the same time. Okay? And so this is a good question too. So I want you guys to answer the clause question, and then whoever starts off, what was your halftime highlights? But the clause question is, what are some under the radar comic creators you would like to meet? Under the radar.
Yeah, I can't. None pop into my mind.
Well, the only one that comes to my mind is, and I'll look him up, but he just started on Green Lantern. I actually met him at Heroes this year.
Jeremy Adams. No, not the artist. I mean the writer.
No, not.
I'll
the
take
writer.
Jeremy Adams is one I'd like to meet.
Yeah, I met him. I got my Green Lantern foils signed by Jeremy Adams.
That's exactly why I want to meet him.
But yeah, he was just starting Green Lantern, and they had not been released yet. So he's still relatively new. He has more of an anime type style to his art. Is it VK Marion?
I never heard of that. Yeah, for him. And I just want to shout out anybody that's watching on Instagram. Hop over on YouTube. I just want cats to know on Instagram we're over on YouTube partying, and also that's where I'm going to be looking at most of the comments. I can peek in a little bit on Instagram, but I can't really see the comments.
Yeah, so VK.
Let me blow you up, SEG. Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah, so it's Ken Marion.
Okay, I like that, Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, that's a cover that's going to be coming out, but he's actually doing interiors too. And so that's something I like to see on somebody, is they don't just come on as a cover artist. Show me what you can do in the interiors, because I'm more of a story collector anyway. So,
yeah. What was his signature price? Who we talking about? Jeremy Adams.
If it was Ken Marion, was it 10 or I can't remember. I didn't. He showed up. I wasn't looking for him. I ended up at his table, and I was looking through his art portfolio. He's done some stuff back in the Dark Trinity stuff with Red Hood and Bizarro and them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he had some art pages.
What was Jeremy Adams' signature price?
I think Jeremy, he's like $5, right? 5 or 10.
Yeah, it wasn't much at all.
Yeah, I think he just went up to 10, but he was 5 a while ago last year. But I just saw him in San Diego. But I saw him in San Diego, but I was seeing him I would bump into him not at his table, and he'd be like, "Hey man, why I keep running to you? You stalking me?"
He was in he was at Fan Expo New Orleans in January, and that's where I got him to sign all that stuff.
I think he's $5, dude. I think he's $5.
You were talking about JG Jones. I saw JG Jones at Heroes and had a long talk with him. he had he got this art book and signed it for me. Actually, he's from Louisiana.
Is
And
it?
so, yeah, so he grew up in Louisiana. So we were talking about some of the same streets and stuff because I've lived in Louisiana before, so some of the small towns, he and I were just exchanging names of small towns and stuff like that, places he grew up. So that was an interesting talk. And also was talking about that page that was hitting Heritage at that time with the death of Martian Manhunter from Final Crisis, the funeral scene where everybody's gathered around the thing, which that page actually went for less than what I thought it would end up going for. But as far as probably the biggest, this is the biggest single art purchase I've ever had.
Okay.
Ever. And it just came in because I just bought it last month. So leading up to this, let me first preface this. So I met Dave Dorman again at Heroes, and I was talking about a lot of his stuff coming up. I bought a Dave Dorman print. Well, actually, I got it given to me for my birthday back in 1990. Me and my wife were dating at that time, so it was like 96 maybe, and off the QVC. But anyway, so I still got that print framed, and I wanted a Dave Dorman art piece. Did either of y'all play like the Jedi Outcast games back in the late 90s?
Love those.
So you remember this scene from Jedi?
Yes. Max Rendar, Dash.
No, yeah. So he looks like it's Kyle. Yeah.
Kyle Katarn. Yeah.
There you go. And so he, so this is part of the game where he meets Jarek in the Valley of the Jedi. So they did a book with illustrating these things. This is the scene where he meets Jarek in the Valley of the Jedi. So this is the showdown.
That shit's crazy. So that's all paint.
The game you're talking about is Jedi.
And that's Dave Dorman?
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So Dave Dorman did this. And but yeah, so this is from Star Wars Dark Forces Jedi Knight, which, like I said, was a illustration based on the game. So I was able to get
game.
Yeah, very cool. Now
okay, you unleashing. Okay, I'm gonna leave you be.
Leave him up there.
Yeah.
So this was done by a legend. This is a legendary story. This is, like I said, the most I've ever paid for one piece of art. And I left home, happened to have Heritage up, came back, and this piece had just came up. I didn't even realize it was on the auction. So I threw 2 bids in, and lo and behold, I won. It was one of those pieces when I paid what I did for it, I was like, okay, I feel like I got a deal. But at the same time, I'm like, holy mess, I just paid this much for this thing. So if y'all remember the story, the first Marvel graphic novel, The Death of Captain Marvel,
okay,
where he dies from cancer, one of the few major characters to have ever died and left dead. Better not say much because DC did do it with Flash for years until they thought better and brought Barry Allen back. But anyway, so this is from The Death of Captain Marvel, Jim Starlin. Jim Starlin did the writing and the inks. The oversized board, obviously. So, Captain Marvel, he would clang his nega bands together, and he would switch places with Rick Jones, who was also Captain America and Hulk's sidekick. He was everybody's sidekick back in the day. And so this is the scene where he tells Rick, hey, I've got cancer and I can't fight it. Like, I'm not going to win this fight. And, the story goes through, there's a thing called where you go through the various stages of grief where you're like mad about it. Then, there's denial and then acceptance. I'm skipping a few steps, but I think most everybody's heard of this before. So the book goes through all the stages. Okay. So this is like the denial stage where Rick's like, no, you beat Thanos, you beat everybody. Like, how could you can't let cancer beat you? And so he, says, Rick, I'm sorry, but I can't help it. And so the nice thing about this too is that the word balloons are actually drawn on the board, as is the lettering. So this is a rarity. The only bad thing about and it's a known deal for all these pages, but they were drawn with marker. And so over time they have lost their luster. Do y'all remember the Wolverine cover that Jim Lee rebought? Here, y'all remember hearing about that?
He rebought? Yes. No.
Yeah, so it was on Comic Link, and he bought it. Nobody knew it at the time who was bidding on it and buying it, but he bought it back, and he's re-inking the thing. Now, one can make the argument that you're messing with it, right? But he's re-inking it because he used a similar, or not, if not the same type of marker that Starlin used for this, and it's faded over time. And so anyway, he put it on his Instagrams. He kind of revealed that he's the one that actually repurchased it.
And so, and what year was that? What year was that piece from?
The Death of Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
1983.
Damn. What's the oldest piece you got, like, as far as published? What era?
Yeah, it's the Bronze Age.
Bronze Age.
Yeah, so if that's not the oldest, it's certainly one of the oldest because I've
got. Okay, I'm about to say, man, that's old, dude. 83, dude.
I got a Sal Buscema Hulk from the first issue of Hulk I ever owned, which has the Death of the Abomination on the page. But I don't remember what year that was. But the Death of Captain Marvel went 1982.
1982.
Yeah.
So you had to let's go back to that just so we recap. So I just want to see. So were those the pieces that you want to share that are your highlights so far?
Yeah, they were actually on the Heritage Signature Auction. Obviously I've gotten a lot more art, and I've already filed all those. But these just freshly came in, and I've been wanting a Dave Dorman piece because I love playing the game back in the day too, and I wanted a Dave Dorman original. And to get that Captain Marvel, because it was just such a hard-hitting story. Most every one of us knows somebody that's had cancer, and unfortunately people that have died from cancer. And I really like Captain Marvel. And so, but that's kind of what it should happen, right? The hero dies doing whatever. And then, somebody else rises up to take his place, i.e. Barry Allen, Wally West. I think DC should have left well enough alone with that, but that's another story. Or even Supergirl for that matter, because you just kind of minimize the hero's sacrifice when you just turn around and resurrect him the next week, so.
So, all right, so that's your halftime highlight. Okay, so
halftime highlights. As far as story, I mean, because I bought like 6 or 7 pages from like the series that's currently going on. This would be a nice tie-in because I think somebody maybe had an interview recently about the Energon universe.
Yeah.
Okay, there's your segue.
There we go.
But this is the most recent issue of Transformers. And, I said this when we did the Energon show. And, of course, you had the editor-in-chief for Energon Universe on this channel doing an interview. And, to take a child's property and, like, pay homage to the OG stuff and still bring new stuff and hit hard-hitting stories. I mean, every issue I'm picking it up. And let me tell you this, and I might sound like a little kid when I do this, but there are people, when I read that comic, I did it this week. When I read that comic, I'm texting them like, dude, did you just see what happened in that issue? That's what's missing from most comics nowadays. But because you got to have that excitement. Like, because why else is somebody going to pay $4 or $5 if you're not getting that kind of excitement, you know. But you didn't ask for my soapbox. Those were some big pickups, and there we go.
Hey, man, those are dope, man. I love that Star Wars piece, dude, by Dave Dorman. That was sick, man, and that it's so vivid. It almost looks like a print, and that's a compliment because, like, when it's so vivid like that in your hand, it looks digital, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, he does some fantastic work. He's super nice guy. He is a tier 1. He does not charge. He just donation.
So guys, on that note, real quick before we get the Signature King on to give us his highlights of the year so far, because we're not done. Please use your hashtag Stash Wars Live. The magic number is 15. Okay, so 15 will unlock the prize, and we will show that off at the end of the show if we crack that. But I will show it because I want people to freaking enter. So let's do it. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. All right, Dave Dorman drew me a great man thing. That's dope. All right, Tony. All right, you did some traveling, dude, and this is before Baltimore, right? So this is pre-Baltimore. You've been around. You went to C2E2 this year. That was your first time at that show, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious to find out what you're going to be showing us the halftime report.
So I got a couple here from C2E2. So first and foremost, met this person for the first time at C2E2 ever. I showed this one a few times, but I'm going to show it again. Just because this person is also a member of our community, our YouTube comic book community. And that is Loretta Lynn, written by our comic book community friend, Magic Lasso, or Ryan McCall.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So he wrote this. He is a published comic book author.
No way.
I didn't realize that. Wow.
Yep. This is the first signing that he did with Beckett. So, and I got, of course, I did the foil. Very happy with it. Came out great. So it was perfect to meet him. So if you have not subscribed to Magic Lasso on YouTube, I'm telling you, you are missing out. Very undervalued member of our community. So it was nice to meet him for the first time.
Well, you threw me at first because when you said member of the comic community, you said Loretta Lynn. I'm like, Tony, I don't think Loretta's with us anymore.
Hey, I got a Ouija board, okay? You don't know what we're talking about. One of the big draws for me to C2E2 was to hang out with some cousins of mine because we're all big fans of this movie. The cast was going to be there, so it was a no-brainer for me. So I had to get them to sign something. I saw that the just happened to have the official movie adaptation comic book was available, so I was like, "Yep, I'm going to do it." And that was the Starship Troopers #1, signed by the cast. All I really need now is Neil Patrick Harris and this bad boy. So, very happy to have it. There are a total of 3 Starship Troopers on the registry with the amount of signatures that are on here. So I have one of 3.
And that all got done all in C2E2.
All at one day. And I spent 3 hours in Denise Richards' line. And I'm glad that I did.
3 hours in her line?
In her line.
For a signature?
For one signature. And you know what? I was 15 people back.
Wow. What? Fit for 3 hours? Was she late?
She was a little late. I mean, still on time, but a couple minutes late. Not crazy.
Not 3 hours late.
The problem was I was in the regular Joe Schmo line, and to the left was the super cool kid VIP exclusive nerd line. And the problem is they were taking they were taking 4 VIPs for every 1 regular. So the ratio to VIPs to regular Joes was off. So they didn't do that right. So that's how I got stuck in the line. But the people in the line, they recognized they made a mistake. They paid for it. We all got free selfies if we were willing to wait and make up for the excuse. So I got a nice
Free
selfie.
What?
Free selfie with Denise Richards, and she touched me. And
Subscription to her OF?
no subscription to her OF. You know what? I'm glad I did. Her husband and her going through divorce. She had canceled the next 2 years of appearances at cons.
Oh,
This
wow.
is the last appearance of the year, and I got it.
Damn.
But,
All right,
moving on.
so that was you guys. That's a Hollywood. That's a Hollywood book. Okay.
Yep. So that was C2E2. Moving on to a local con for me. I mean, we're talking super tiny con, very tiny convention. I only got a couple books here. First and foremost, since the new Predator movie's coming out, I got to meet up with Arthur Sheridan, who did the cover work for Batman versus Predator. Batman versus Predator #1. And I also have the connecting cover. So I guess it's more like this.
Oh, you bastard, man. I just picked up those books. You already got them blessed.
Already got him. Yep. Nice guy. Put him down for the tier 2 range.
Okay. Tier 2.
Curious.
So he's 20 bones.
20 bones a piece.
Damn. But that's nice 6 though.
They look nice together. I didn't have the right marker. Somebody had like one that looked like Predator blood, that really nice poppy green. I didn't have one, but looked nice. At that same convention, and this is a rare combination signature. After talking to these two, they collaborated on this book, and they only had 2 whole appearances in 2025 where they appeared together. One of them, for whatever reason, was literally in my backyard almost. Super tiny local convention. It was only Arthur Sheridan and these people at this whole convention. I mean, we're talking like it was in a hotel room lobby. You know what I mean? Just crazy. And that would be Steve Niles and Ben Templesmith.
Oh, okay.
They wrote 30 Days of Night. Movie adaptation. So this is first print. This is by itself an easy $300 to $400 book. But not many people have them collected together. And I do now. So I own that. So that's pretty cool. So this was a really, really nice piece for me to pick up.
That's crazy because Rodney Barnes is working with Steve Niles on 30 Days a Night and all the IDW stuff. Dude, that's crazy. And that was at in C2E2?
No, this was at it's called Horror on Main for horror movies. It's all horror movies. So these people were in attendance. They had a total like 6 guests. And so it was nuts.
Horrors on Main. Okay, got it.
Yep, Horror on Main. Yep, Horrors on Main. Yeah. Okay. But after talking with Steve Niles and what the process was to writing this book and how it became a movie, he pitched his book to various studios. Like I thought someone from the studio read it and they reached out to him, but it was the opposite way around. So many studios turned him down because they didn't think that he had a good enough story. Well, I don't know what studio made the movie, but they profited a ton on that movie. So I won't bore you with the details, but just to hear his how he was involved with the movie, I thought was pretty cool.
That's dope, man. I just want, while we got everybody in the chat right now, make sure you guys are smashing the like button. Smash the like button on the Sig Slayers station. Smash the like button on the Southern Comic Geek on both of our channel, and please be subbed up. We'll be here every Friday with Stash Wars Live, and we're at our halftime report. You got more? You got more, Tony?
One more.
Hold on. Let me blow you up.
One more. This is it, and then I'm done. Check this out. So this is I'm not a CGC guy, more of a CBS guy, but I had to get this because the movie was coming out. So this is the collaboration between C2E or CGC and BTC. A lot of letters. So there are only 300 in existence, and I got one. And they were almost guaranteed a 9.8. And I got a 9.8. Superman Unlimited #1. Super duper gold foil. This is a recent foil pickup of mine. So just foil. So just to be a troll, I thought about cracking the slab.
Okay.
Getting Dan Slott, because I'm going to hopefully meet him up this year, and get Beckett to witness and slab it. I think that'd be pretty cool. Because on the back of the book, you have a CGC logo.
Oh.
I just think that would be funny. And I might do that. So we'll see. But it comes with this really cool sleeve. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's funny you are a Beckett guy through and through.
I am, but that's what it is. So it'd be a cool book.
So
I'm done.
Dan Slott just announced on his IG that he's pretty much done with cons for the rest of the year. Just FYI.
Oh, well, sounds like I'm done then. All right, never mind.
All right, so I wanted to show this, guys. This was another highlight that I wanted to share. I got a chance to chill with David Barron the day before. The footage that I showed you was Friday during San Diego Comic-Con, but on Thursday we were doing BarCon, which is an annual thing that David Barron does from the field. And so I just wanted to show you guys that footage real quick. Yeah. Make sure you guys put your hashtag Stash Wars Live in. That was BarCon, guys. That was so fun. We got a chance. I was trying to experiment with the cameras and stuff. Had a little Sig cam. I had a little fun there, man. At the field, chilling with my man David Barron this year Comic-Con. But I want to share a couple things. I got a few things that I want to share since we're talking about our highlights, our halftime report. And so I'm blow me up real quick. And so a couple things that was cool. Just recapping real quick. In Orlando, MegaCon, I saw Jock. And I was one of the first fools to get on his list. He probably did maybe 4 or 5 sketches, maybe less, at the whole show. But I got on the list. I was the first person on the list. Yeah, it was cool. I never did a drink and draw before. It was fantastic, man. I had a fun time. It was great, man. If you ever in San Diego Comic-Con, definitely go to BarCon because everything's free. David Barron was sketching the whole time, so all those sketches that you saw were all free. And then if you're at Sig Slayers, man, that's the one thing about us. If all of our events is tier 0, so anybody signing at our events, they're not charging nothing. So all the people that were there, you could have got Allison Claire, all those guys. So there were people there getting free Sigs at Sig Slayers Live as well. So it was a dope event. But this here, this made my highlight.
That's
because
incredible.
Yeah, dude, this is crazy. I looked up and down CAF. I looked all over eBay, Google, all the different websites where people post pictures, obviously Instagram. I have not seen a single one of these drawn by Jock. That's a Batman Who Laughs. I've seen him do a Batman little remark. I've seen him do several Jokers. He does like Batman, like kind of like a full body Batman, but it's kind of cheap because it's like a shadow where he's kind of like over like chilling on a edge of a roof or something, where you see his cape flowing. He does that a lot. I have not seen a Batman who laughs, and my suspicion is I don't think he likes the character, because if you look at this sketch here, he blocked out the Batman who laughs part and just left Batman, and so it's just the only thing he revealed is Batman. The Batman who laughs is so I haven't seen these. So as far as I'm concerned, this made the cut because this is the only one in the world, and this is on SCG's channel, so I know there's a lot of art aficionados. So I'm putting my chest out on this so someone could help me with the research, throw it in Chat GBT or something. Let me know, like throw it in the algorithm, come back how many Batman who laugh sketch covers has Jock done. I think on not just that, but on a Batman who laugh blank. So that's the other thing. This is the double whammy, and then I got Scott Snyder on the back, and yeah, this was probably the last time this represents the last time I did comic sketch art, and I did it at MegaCon, and so this is a good one, and it feels like he signed it in my blood, because that's how long it took, because he was so late and everything was just all out of whack. So it was like I feel like my blood was drawn every second he was late, and then he used it in a pen and signed his name in it. And then, Jock laughed at him and laughed at me. But this was cool though, man. This was probably my favorite thing that I gotten so far. And just so you guys know, my criteria is it has to be some artist that did the book. That's the only way I will actually do the sketch cover, is if it's the penciler. So that's most of the people that I like don't even do sketch covers. So this is kind of rare. And then you guys know I'm a big Alex Ross fans. Any Alex Ross fans in the chat? Are you guys Alex Ross fans?
Everybody is.
Okay, this is the latest Alex Ross San Diego exclusive.
Wow.
It's the famous Batman scars. Everybody's seen this before, but this is the first comic of Batman scars. And it's signed by the great Alex Ross. Yeah, this right here is fire. Yeah, Mr. Collector saying Alex Ross the GOAT. Yeah, Alex Ross is crazy. Yeah, dude, I'm a big Alex Ross. I'll battle anybody with Alex Ross SIGs. Jim Lee SIGs, Alex Ross SIGs, beat you guys upside the head with them. And so like this here, this is a good one. And oh, I forgot. This is actually Batman 158. So this is the Hush 2 Part 1. So that's what this is an actual variant cover of. And here's the other version of it. He did like a horizontal cover. And so this is the same book, different cover, both signed by Alex Ross here. So like these two pickups were like, great. I mean, you know what pisses me off, guys? This could have been the year where I could have met Alex Ross, because he was actually doing public events for that little movie in Chicago, but I was just not available during the time. It was like late May or something like that. But I got all kind of emails and DMs about that event. And then Steve Oliff, this represents Steve Oliff, the Steve Oliff experience from the interview to the meetup. And then this is just dope. This Spawn, this is one of my favorites. If you get Todd to sign it on the hand with with the little green whatever it's called, that's sick. And then Steve Oliff did it wrote it in green. So this is done. I don't think I would add any more six to this, even though I could. But I'm just going to leave it at that. So this is on ice. I might put this in acrylic soon, guys. So I'm not gonna slab it, but I'm gonna put it in acrylic. But this is the other one though. This got signed by Todd this year. So this is a highlight because this represents us. Wait a minute. Do I still have that? Maybe. Do I? I don't think I have that in here. I think I may have. Yeah, but this represents. We did a Stash Wars live. I don't know if you guys remember, where Todd McFarlane was signing at a GameStop.
I remember.
Yeah, this was one of my books that got signed at the GameStop, and so now I'm chipping away. I'm chipping away at Spawn 1 through 12, and so I got Spawn 3, and then I got to get Spawn 2. So now, if I get any Todd Sigs, it's gonna be. I'm sorry, Spawn 1 through 12 plus Malibu Sun, plus the Malibu Sun. So I got to get all of those signed. So that's the goal. That's the goal. And then that's pretty much the highlight. It's been a low Sig count year for me, but a high experience year for me. Interviewing Todd McFarlane, interviewing Steve Olive, our first live event in San Diego with seven comic creators showed up, sketched our sketch card program. That was cool. And then that jock, that jock to me as a collector, that was great. And then on an art tip, like chipping away at Jeff Johns. All right, I got a Larfleeze finally. And
I was fixing to say you showed me the Larfleeze, and I figured that would make the cut.
It's where is it at? I didn't have it pulled out.
See, he's being selfish
or modest.
That's what I was kind of. This is.
He didn't want to rub my nose in it. That's what he.
This the Larfleeze page. Like, so I'm almost done. I'm almost done with the GL. You guys let me know if you guys have a Indigo Lantern with Indigo 1, because I'm trying to get the main representatives of the representatives, because I have on a page, I have the Atom as Indigo, and I have Wonder Woman as Starfire. So I do have a mirror, but I need the Indigo. Then I just got the this one, the Red Lanterns. Those pages. But for me, as far as the Comic-Con stuff, the stuff that we talk about a lot here on Sig Slayers, that jock, man, that Batman Who Laughs, getting on the list. I don't play that game. Okay, so SEG, how aggressive are you when you go to these shows and you're trying to get on a list to get a sketch or a commission?
It depends. Yeah. So it depends on if the person's like, how often do I see them? Like, okay, if let's say if it was Alex Ross, like that's the first one I'm going to, because you don't ever show up. And when I went to GalaxyCon in New Orleans, Jock was there. And Assad Ribic was there. And so I was really thinking, Jock's going to have some stuff out, not maybe published stuff, but maybe a sketch cover like what, already pre-done. Nothing. And so that was kind of disappointing. But, so if they're rare appearance, then that's where you go first. Otherwise, you just kind of play it out by ear.
Would you rather just have it published and not have to worry about the hassle of trying to not only get on the list but the wait? Because those I don't know if you heard the horror stories of people waiting for commissions, dude.
Well,
it's agony, bro.
Well, so when I pay for a commission, if it's not going to be at the show, I pay with PayPal goods and services, even if they charge me more, because I have had to threaten people to charge them back for the stuff. I don't want to play that game, right? And so, no, to your point, that's another good reason that we'll tend to lend published, unless there's some people that's just published stuff is just way too expensive, And I was like, okay, I want something from them, but I don't want to pay that much for something from them.
I don't
And
want
so
to
then
mortgage
that's
my
what-
house. Yeah.
that sketch, or even a remark, like do a jam piece on a sketch cover. I've done that before for my Justice League one. So
Yeah, like to me, and then sometimes in some cases, it's cheaper. You can get something from them published that's cheaper than it's cheaper than even a con sketch or
sometimes
a sketch cover, because like some of these guys charge, like imagine getting a sketch cover from Jorge Jimenez. It'd probably be $1,000, it'd be like 700 to $1,000 for a regular sketch cover. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. I would not do that. Like, but then there's people that weight sometimes pays off in quality, and so they might end up getting like cover quality stuff, but they waited 2 years. Get out of here, bro. That's insane.
It's the risk you take too, because like what happens if they just didn't nail it? They got to nail it again.
That part too. But for me, for a convention though, my thing is it's at the show. It's called a con sketch for a reason.
Yeah.
So if I can't get it at the end of the show, I'll ask them straight out. Like, is it going to be done by the end of the show? If you say or give me a sign where you're not really sure, I would just be like, hey, it's all good, dude. Like, I know you got other things. I would rather you finish those other people's so theirs can get done versus trying to squeeze mine in and then I still get the shit in the stick. You know what I mean? Right. It's like I would rather not, And so the Claw here says, luckily for me, I was the only one on Tula Lote's commission list, so she did it for me in like 30. Wish I had recorded it. And her prices are cheap. I'm gonna tell you this, man. She keep winning these Eisners and stuff. That's gonna change.
Cheap long.
You know what I mean? Because she is she's low key, but like she's her status is going up these last couple of years. Her and people like Becky Cloonan, if you're trying to get stuff from her right now, it's gonna be crazy. And what's crazy, we were talking about Jenny Friesen, right? Like it's impossible to like get anything from her, right? But what I like about what she does is, that makes everything that she does that you could get from her such a premium, right? Like Fabbox like that too, where it's like he's not drawing a lot. He's a take it or leave it guy. Like I'll bring some stuff. Jenny Friesen in C2E2, Tony, had some pieces that people could buy, and she normally doesn't do that. She had pre-done sketches at C2E2, and I was like, wow. And so
speaking of Jenny Friesen and C2E2, I want to plug this right here for anyone who doesn't know.
Okay.
Magic Lasso scored probably Grail of the Year, serious contender for Grail of the Year. I don't want to ruin what it is because the story behind it will absolutely knock your socks off.
Okay.
Absolutely knock your socks off. Go to his channel, check it out. I forget when it came out. It came out within the last month or two. Seriously, the story behind it, on how he got it, and when he submitted it to get a very special label. He literally has and will only ever be a one of one. And it's a Jenny Friesen who is highly involved. I don't want to spoil someone else's story. You need to watch it. Even if you're just putting headphones on and just want to listen to it. I'm involved too, but the story's amazing. I'm serious. Check it out. It's worth it. It's worth it.
And the Signature King is not one to BS, you guys. This is royalty.
I saw everything with my own eyes. I saw the whole thing lay out, and it was just to be there was worth the C2E2 visit alone. Go check it out. I'm telling you, it's worth it. On the Magic Lasso YouTube channel.
I'm going to check it out, man. And then we just had his handle on the screen as well. Mm-hmm. So we plugging them, man. And now you make me want to see it, dude. Because I'm like, man, you're saying one of one.
One of one. There will only ever be one in the entire universe.
One of one. That's crazy. Oh, speaking of one of one, and I thought maybe SEG. I can see SEG picking this up soon. this right here. I just wanted to show you guys. I totally forgot about this. Let me put it on. Here we go. This right here, guys. I saw this up close and personal. SCG is probably going to have this. He's going to be showing this like in a couple months.
That's going to go for some more change than I'm willing to give.
SCG's gonna snipe this off somebody off the Heritage.
Was there a price on that? Did they list a price?
No, it's up for auction on Heritage. This is at the Heritage booth.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This was at San Diego, man. So this was a highlight too, guys, because you guys know I'm like obsessed with this book, right? Like I have so many like different signed issues of this, and to be this close to it, this is crazy. We talked about Grails and 1 of 1. Now, put us in the comments, guys. Is this $1 million cover?
I don't know about that, but then
Tech 880 went for over a half, right? Didn't it go for like half a mil?
So what happens when these big covers like the Tech 880 went? All they do is raise the bar for these other ones. That's what stirs the pot to get these to come out of the woodwork, right? And I could see this being Tech 880. Like this is McFarlane, who's a bigger name than what Jock is. This is just as classic or more classic cover. This could go for some big bucks. This could set a new record.
This is before all his Marvel stuff, before he blew up and became a superstar. This is before Spawn. This is actually, you can see the Spawn influence in it. So like you could see where he was going with this art with this. To me, this is Todd McFarlane's ultimate DC piece. What tops this with his DC work? Okay, we got some numbers. 850. 850. I'm telling you, this is going for $1 million, dude. Didn't Jim Lee sell a couple things for over $1 million already?
Well, I think the X-Men.
Then Dark Knight Return was $2 million.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to test and see whether the market has softened for it, because the Secret Wars 8 went, and I think it was when it went a year or so ago. It was the record holder then. The Black Cat first appearance cover, Amazing Spider-Man, just went for some serious jack too. Yeah, I could seriously see 850, especially after the juice for Heritage, which just went up, by the way. So yeah,
man, I got this going for $1 million, dude. Like think about this. Think about this. Jim Lee, you could get his shit from Albemarle any given day, right? Jock, you can get Jock stuff on Splash Page Art, right? Right now, right? Where can you get Tom McFarlane pieces from, like on a regular? You can't. So if you wanted like something desirable from Todd, it's gonna cost at least $10,000. Something nice. Like I'm talking about something nice. So like this is the creme de la creme of Todd DC. Is there an image better than this? Maybe one of his year 2 images.
No, I would say this is better than that stuff, and certainly better than his Infinity Inc. and that kind of thing. But like who have they said who owned it?
Okay, now what I do remember, I forgot who owns it, but Todd signed this 2 years ago in San Diego Comic-Con. Because I remember I had a picture of him when he signed it. So the owner came up to him, and it was like a whole photo op thing, and he signed it. So he signed it a few years ago in San Diego, and then lo and behold, I think this is right across from Albert Moy's booth, and I was like, holy crap, is that real? Like, imagine, like, you're not even expecting to even see it, and then you just roll up on it. And I'm like, crazy, dude. Like, this is insane. Yeah, dude, this was a definite highlight, guys. Seeing my favorite Batman cover, you know, from Todd McFarlane. Look, and this is my cheap version of that right here. You know what I mean? It's a cheap version. But hey, I do got some Todd art though right there. Got a little bat from Todd right there. That's my Todd art.
So we know what's going to be on that back wall. He's going to mortgage everything, Tony, and it's going to be back there in the next.
You know what's funny?
If he buys that, his next show is going to be under a bridge somewhere in a cardboard box.
How are you got
that? And then I'm just going to be like just hollow, no organs. It'll be hooked up to different like.
No shirt.
I'll be like
only need one kidney scar. He's got a kidney scar.
I'll be prototype to the Darth Vader technology, man. All my shit will be all my organs will be exposed.
He'll
I'll be out.
He'll have that cover going.
Yes.
But you know, the Secret Wars 8 cover in 2022 went for $3.36 million. Now, that's kind of an outlier to a lot of the other stuff more recently. But, yeah, like I said, with the original Black Cat cover, and it's Batman, so it's a known commodity on top of that. I could really see this cruising to $1 million. Now, it's going to be in somebody's, like, vault somewhere. It's not really going to probably be a collector. It'll probably be one of these hedge fund people that buy it and puts it up.
And I hate that. And that's what I hate. And that's what I hate right there. And that's why Todd doesn't sell his art, man. And that's the number one reason why right there. Because it's like it'll get into the wrong hands. It'll get like some people will just buy it all up and then gatekeep it, and then no real fan to be able to have it like that. However, I do think that a cover like that should be in the museum, man. Like that's like, you know, the world should appreciate that. Like, I think about it, man. That's his only Batman cover ever. That should be in the museum. That's borderline Smithsonian shit.
Yeah.
That's borderline. Think about it. If they had like a DC Marvel Legends, like we're talking about the people that make comics, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be that's a quintessential Smithsonian piece right there on so many fronts, man. You could just have an exhibit off that shit right there. Todd McFarlane, like that's insane. Yeah, dude. But anyway, yeah. So we're thinking about it. We've been talking about it for the last 10, 15 minutes. Like, that's how high of a highlight it was for me on that. But then rounding things off, guys, Sig Slayers Updates. We're on an animation kick, man. We're gonna be like these next couple months. We're gonna be interviewing some heavyweight legends in the animation world. So if you like superhero animation like Dark Knight Returns and Young Justice and all of that stuff, we are interviewing the people that made some of these classics. But we have to go old school, man, with Darkwing Duck and Aladdin Return of Jafar. And this is one of the Disney legend, Tad Stone, is going to be joining Sig Slayers next week. He's one of the architects of Disney animation on the television. When Disney started doing television shows, so you know, even all the way back to like the Gummy Bears era, the mid to late 80s, into the 90s. This dude defined our childhood. And so we get to meet him. And what's crazy about the whole aspect about Tad Stone, he didn't even realize how popular he was until like recently. Like Darkwing Duck was huge growing up, you know, especially in the hood, man. We was watch that, man, eating cereal at 5:00 p.m. You know, it was awesome.
Right, have you seen talking about that? Have you seen the meme where the guy says, "You mean I to be a gangster, I can't watch DuckTales?"
Exactly.
You start singing DuckTales.
No.
It's amazing.
DuckTales makes you the gangster.
Dude, DuckTales, that's what I'm saying. It, like he was so Tad Stone was around for all of that. And so getting to interview him, and so that's next week on the Sig Slayers station. And then what else we have here? Oh, boom! This is our August schedule right here. We had Mark Bagley, man. Bags, aka Bags. Mark Bagley, the most prolific Spider-Man artist ever now. And he believes John Romita Jr. is going to pass him up because John Romita is back active again. But Mark Bagley, check out that interview. That was last week. And then this week, Sean Damian Hill, Bishop War College, Predator versus Black Panther, a bunch of other Marvel stuff. Actually, you know, one of the younger dudes we've interviewed recently, but he's you know, making some way on the Marvel side of things, and his interview was cool. So that dropped yesterday, and then next week we have Tad Stones, but Dustin Nguyen, man, we're ending the month with Dustin Nguyen. I mean, are you guys fans of Dustin Nguyen?
Yeah, I met him at the C2E2.
Okay, I'm about to say
Descender.
Yeah, Cinder, Descender, a bunch of Batman shit, specifically Detective Comics, a longtime collaborator with the great Paul Dini. And notorious free signature guy. Was he free when you saw him, Tony?
No, he was very cheap. He's tier 1. I think he was $5 or $10.
Okay, yes. Okay, so he must have just started because, yeah, man, because he was free. Like, yeah, man, I got so much stuff for him. And he's a LA guy, Orange County guy, actually. But one of the most down-to-earth people, candid. Now, I don't know did you guys see on social media, this dude went ape shit on Marvel like a couple months back. He didn't want to talk about that. So we don't expect anything on that. But we talk about a lot of other things, and he's such a candid guy. So Dustin Nguyen. So we ending off the month with that, and then September 4th, guys, Sig Slayers 100, our 100th episode, and it's going to be live. And so far, we're going to have special guests. You mentioned Jeremy Adams, Tony. Jeremy Adams is going to be a special guest on Sig Slayers 100.
Ooh.
We're also going to have Doug Mahnke. And hopefully, I believe so. He said yes. Ken Lashley is going to be sketching live on Sig Slayers 100. So we're going to have Ken Lashley. And then I'm trying to get one more guest. So I'm letting you guys know right now. So we got Sig Slayers 100, September 4th. Mark Bagley is cool. He does a free comic book day event locally and does free hand sketch hand sigs all day. Okay. Barbarian Kung Fu. Mark Bagley's mad cool. I actually saw him at the Memphis show last year. I haven't seen him a lot in previous years. I've maybe seen him maybe once or twice. But yeah, seeing him last year was cool. And I actually got a chance to see him draw a Hellboy, which was interesting. I got that on tape somewhere. But yeah, so that this is the month of August, which we're, you know, right smack dab in the middle of. But Sig Slayers 100, guys, that's going to be a big one. I mentioned that we're going to be doing the sketch card stuff. So that's the day of Sig Slayers 100. We're going to like show you guys what cards we have. And then also we're going to talk about how to become a member. We're going to be members also get Sig Slayers merch. So this would be if you're a 3-month member, you'll be able to be the first ones to get these. But then also with the shirts, because we're going to be doing different shirts, we're only going to do a limited run of these. So because these are like going to be for like the first generation people, and I'm never going to do these again, only for the people that work for Sig Slayers. But otherwise, the rest of the merch is going to have art on them and cool stuff that we commission artists to do. And so, yeah, it's going to be stuff that you only can get here on the channel. So everything you buy here will be unique. And so definitely support this channel, man, because we're really trying to give you guys quality content. So consider becoming a member. Not only will you guys, especially the fewer the members, the more chances you win sketches, because the members names will be raffled off each week. And so, and also we will randomize what sketch is up for the raffle. So that's going to be the fun part too. So, because there's going to be some, as I call them, all-star inserts. So the all-star inserts are going to be really, really good sketches from all-star talent. And so it'll be cool to see people win these sketches. And it's a 4x6 card. So that's bigger than the average card. So, that's like almost remark size, something you can frame. And so this first generation of 6-layer sketch cards will be 4x6 only. And so, but just know there will be hundreds of these, by the way. So, because like I said, this will be a published set, numbered and everything. So, hundreds of sketch cards will be given away each week. So I'm looking forward to that, guys. Looking forward to having fun with you guys every Friday on Sig Slayers. And what is that, man? What you showing us, dog?
Well, this is Sig Slayers, and we
Yes,
do got
sir.
Darkwing, and we did mention Darkwing Duck next week.
Yep.
So this is Jim Cummins, the voice of Darkwing Duck.
What? Where'd you see him?
Let's stay dangerous. Yeah.
That's dope, man. Leave it up to SEG to always have something up his sleeve, man. You always got something in your stash for the occasion, man. That's great. Okay, so before we end the show, I just want to remind everybody, and we're going to just do a recap real quick. So I always like to do recaps for the people that may have just hopped on. We were going over the halftime, and this was halftime highlights, and this was the apex of the year so far, being with these legends. And then we also recapped pretty much the thick of the summer. But then I wanted to ask you, SEG, you were at Heroes. What was Heroes like, man?
Well, this was the second year that I've gone, and it was just as awesome as it was last year, probably more so, because there were more YouTube comic book folks there. There was more art folks there. So kind of dividing the time out there, and still just as great with the aisle space, creator lineup, the whole 9 yards. So fantastic time, a true comic book convention, very similar to Baltimore. So it was a great time, and looking forward to Baltimore for the same reason.
Man. So I'm going to Heroes instead of one. I don't know which show, but I'm going to Hero. I'm prioritizing Heroes in Baltimore next year. So those are the shows that I'm going to. And then San Diego, obviously. So so definitely Heroes, San Diego, and then Baltimore. Got to go to New York this year. And then let us know in the chat if you're going to be at New York Comic Con. Let us know, man. I definitely want to meet up with some of the East Coast heads that have been hopping on the chat out here. And maybe we can meet in person, meet in line or whatever, man. I'll be giving away stuff in person, which also I want you guys to know about the sketch. One thing about the sketch cards, because we gave some of these away in San Diego Comic Con. The rest of them will be numbered. If you have one of these, if you're out there and you were in San Diego and we gave you one of these, that's like your golden card where you'll be able to enter without being a member. Because, hey, man, you guys were at our first event that we did. So anybody that was there, you guys will be able to enter to win that. Anybody that supports us, I'll give you guys credit. What's up, Carl? Yes, man. Hey, Carl, we got to get you back on, man, and talk about some Superman stuff, dude. I saw the movie, but more than just that, I want to talk about the collection, man. Superman art, and then also, I kind of want to continue the conversation that we were having about the Superman movie during that era, and it was, what makes Superman good. And as far as the comics, like what would make people want to buy Superman comics again? And I think this year Superman has been doing pretty okay, more than the average year. But they put a lot of energy into the marketing. And so yeah, so we'll have the conversation. So Carl, I will hit you up, dog. Anyway. Oh, he just watched the movie now. Perfect. Okay. All right, perfect. So we'll be in touch. We'll be in touch real soon about that, Carl. All right. So guys, wrapping things up. Tony, I'm going to start with you. What should we know? You were pumping up Golden Lasso, and I'm really excited to see this one-of-one Jenny Friesen joint. But what else? What else is going on in Signature Land?
Speaking of Baltimore, this will be my 11th consecutive year that I'll be at Baltimore. So Digger Jim, I'll see you there. You owe me a sticker, bro. You better bring it. I'll find you. No, for sure. Yeah, Baltimore is one of my big cons I do every year. Like I said, I've been there 11 consecutive years. Southern Comic Geek's going to be there. We owe each other a signature crawl, so maybe we'll just do that. I don't know. That'll be fun because we tend to stick to the same.
Yeah, hey, look, we can hit up the comic shops and all that kind of stuff around there. If you're coming in early, I'll be there early. So
I might. Saturday, I think my wife and kids are going to be literally right next door at the aquarium. Maybe I can't go. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? But yeah, it's going to be a great time. I'm finishing The Office. That's coming up soon. I got a lot of stuff coming in for that. That's a big one. Don't look at the mistakes I made. There's a lot of them. There's plenty. Yeah, shorts are doing great. I have one sitting right now at about 500,000 views.
Dude, insane.
So that's insane. It's still going. 500,000 views. Who would have thought?
Insanity, dude. And you're pretty consistent with them too.
I do. But when they get big like that, you can't. If you get one that's going crazy viral, don't submit another one because you'll bump it off the shelf, so to speak, and it'll just fade away. But yeah, so I just let them roll. Yeah, sitting almost 500,000 views, 15,000 likes. It's gotten me almost 100 new subscribers, so it's doing well, and I'm just gonna let it be. So
yeah, I'm really surprised that many people are interested in your shorts. I mean, is it the underoos? I mean, what's going on with that?
It has nothing to do with talent and absolute dumb fat luck. I just happened to catch a wave, so to speak. It was, it's Superman. It's Superman related, so I think I caught a big Superman wave. But it's still going, so I'm going to let it be. I just put another short out recently, but yeah, shorts. Once the office gets built here, I'm going to do more long-term videos. But for now, I'm just sticking to shorts. But see you all in Baltimore.
Dope. The king has spoken. All right, SEG, man, what could they expect from you these days?
Yeah, so I'll probably be dropping, some recent pickup videos here soon. I am getting back to doing some of the Saturday morning auctions again, going through some comics and trying to trudge through that. And of course, I think the next biggest con will be Baltimore, and probably be the last big con for me, because I've kind of toyed with going to Dragon Con, which is at the end of August, but that's like me coming back and then 2 days later going to Norway. So I just don't think I want to do that. So yeah, looking forward to that.
So Baltimore, man, I wish, but I know I could count on you guys going to Baltimore too, so that's good. So I know I can see my folks there. I'm definitely going to be going there 2026 if everything's all gravy. But yes, for me, like I said, we're gearing up for Memphis Comic Con. Sig Slayers is going to be taking over the whole media for the Memphis Comic Expo, and so that's another thing. Be on the lookout for our promos for that. We're going to be promoting that show. Kevin Eastman's going to be there. James Robinson, a bunch of other people. I'm just now getting over the list. We will be interviewing everybody, voice actors. I mean, they got a bunch of prominent voice actors on that show. So we're going to be doing that. So be on the lookout. The next couple, not even a couple weeks, a few days, we'll be promoting the Memphis Comics Expo because we're a part of it. So we're going to be promoting that, and then at the show we'll have a booth interviewing all the talent, and then you guys that were not able to show up, you guys will be able to see another live episode of Sig Slayers featuring Kevin Eastman, though. So that's going to be great. So we're gearing up toward that right now. I just want to show this again because I'm in love with it, man. This is right here in front of my computer. I keep it there as like a little trophy. But yeah, this is dope. Closest thing to a Batman cover I'll ever have. But you know, I like the fact that it's a prelim, a good one, and it's from my guy Doug Mahnke. And then always, check out. Speaking of shorts, be sure to check out Sig Slayers shorts. We got Doug Mahnke animation every Tuesday, and there's a lot of stuff that dude's working on that I can't talk about. That's cool, but some DC stuff. And if you guys are Energon fans, you did some Energon covers, a Transformer cover recently. So check out all of our stuff. And David Barron on the process will be interviewing other guests, and they are going to be awesome as well. We're gearing that up right now. But we're kind of all hands on deck for Memphis Comic-Con and then Long Beach Comic-Con, where we're going to see Paul Dini. And so Paul Dini started popping up again. And so look out for that, man. I got Tony's favorite character about to get signed, you know, over. Well, hey, on that note, guys, please subscribe. Let me check. Let me check. I didn't even check this. We're at 8. We need 7 more, guys. 7 more. I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes or a couple minutes. I don't know if anybody put in the hashtag Staff Wars Live since they've been having shown this in a while. But this 7 people, if this 7 people have not put in their entry, that will equal to 15, and I can run a fabulous prize. And what did I decide? I decided where's my 1 second. All right, 9. All right, I'm sorry. I see one going. I'm giving you guys, you know, if it gets to like 11, 12, I'll get up. But I haven't seen any. I see Carl good looking out. So I want whatever she's eating, man. I want this time for dessert.
It's Blue Jolly Rancher, maybe?
Yeah, man. I want that, man. I was just thinking about I want dessert. Well, hey.
Oh, there you go.
Be sure to subscribe to the Signature King, Southern Comic Geek, and the Sig Slayers Station before you guys go to bed tonight. If you haven't already, that is all for our show. Until next week, guys, on Sig Slayers Station, we'll be having another episode of Staff Wars Live. As I round it off with another dope visual, we are out, guys. Peace!